Ananya again. Ananya just finished the presentation and she made it as a short presentation. So in order to compensate that, in this activity, let Ananya start the presentation. Ananya, you can start.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So the book I chose for this presentation practice was Wings of Fire. And it's a series of about 15 to 16 books, so I decided to pick the first one, which is entitled The Dragonet Prophecy. So Wings of Fire is a series of children's fantasy novels, and this series is written by the author Tui T. Sutherland and published by Scholastic. Over 14 million copies of the books have been sold, and it has been on the New York Times bestseller list for quite a while. It's also been translated into more than 10 different languages. The series currently consists of 3 arcs, which focus on young dragons, called Dragonets, fulfilling prophecies in a fantasy world. Each arc consists of 5 books, and each book centers on its own protagonist, whose story is told through a third-person limited perspective. At present, a total of 15 books in the main series have been released. But it's still an ongoing series. I really enjoyed the first book of the series, which again was called The Dragonet Prophecy, because it went through, even though it's a children's novel, it still went through the hardships of war, and it detailed how these little dragonets were to uh, save the world and how they were put under pressure to do so, and how they were expected to succeed when they really didn't know anything about it. So uh, it kind of shows how unrealistic expectations can um, harm a person can harm a person, and how it can't really lead to good things. In addition, the following books of the Wings of Fire series, they also center around the theme or a message that like friendship matters the most, or like family matters the most, since as we go through the books and as we go through like the series, we see that the main group of protagonists um they bond closer, and they become like better friends with each other. At the beginning, they were just acquaintances. They were just dragons who were born on the same night to fulfill a prophecy that they didn't really know about. But after going through many adventures together, um, the author Tuichi Sutherland, she begins bringing up the message that family and friendship are the most important things, and all the adventures they go through. For example, at one point, they have to cross like a desert by themselves to get to one of their friends' palaces, so they can start an army. So at that point, when they're walking through the desert together, they bond a lot closer, and they truly understand each other and what they're going through together. So this book is very important to me because as I as I mentioned, the theme is uh like family matters the most, and so I could understand the perspective of the author when writing this, and I understood why she wrote it, to explain the hardships of war and uh unexpected like hard expectations on other people. So I kind of understood that. So yeah.
Nice. So it's a children fantasy kind of a book, and that's quite interesting to listen also, Ananya, I have got a question. I mean, previously in 2020 and 2021 US batches that I handled, where your friend Kiran was also part of. Whenever I used to give these kinds of book review meetings and kind of presentation platform, most of the people, I still remember the names like Kiran, then Purna, then Advait, Vitashree, then Vanilla. All these people were your peers. I think they are also now in the ninth grade. All these people have been choosing only these kinds of fantasy books. So I wonder why these Indian born US living kids are so much excited about the children fantasy books. Like, it started with Harry Potter thing several years back, and it's still continuing. What is the psychology behind this? Why do these children like these kinds of books, besides the fact that they have grown up and they have become the teenagers now?
I think many teenagers enjoy these kinds of children's fantasy novels because it gives them room to explore, like, it gives them room for their creativity to grow. Like, you wouldn't expect,
Mhm.
um, like, a book about dragons flying around, like, fulfilling a prophecy to be that interesting, but the author makes it interesting. And I think now that our generation has read a lot of fantasy books, it's become somewhat of a norm for us to usually pick fantasy books when we're trying out a new series because we know that uh, fantasy books will fulfill our needs. Like, they are creative, they're comedic. Um, Many of them have a good mystery. Many of them have good characters.
Hmm.
So yeah, personally, I don't enjoy other genres such as horror or mystery because uh, I didn't really used to read those kinds of books when I was a child. So I think that kind of fantasy bias has followed me when
Okay.
throughout my growing up. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Fair enough. And that was a very good presentation. We thoroughly enjoyed your book review. Good job. Nice. Well done.
Very well done, Ananya.
Thank you, Mitra.
Now we will move on to the presentation to be done by Anantika. So, Mitra, you will do last. Okay. Anantika, come on. You can share your preparation about the books to Ananya and Mitra and me. Come on.
Sir, I take a book, Harry Potter, sir. You already guessed.
Okay. Okay. Go for it.
So the book was written by J.K. Rowling, and it is released in 7 parts. Now, eighth part is going on in 2022. It is going to be released. The Cursed Child. So I can say the list of books totally are there are 7 books. Harry Potter and the Sacred Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secret, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Princess, Harry Potter and the Deadly Halloween. These are the last movie in 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. All the Harry Potter movies seen by me, and I was a fan of Harry Potter, sir. So there is a more in these movies I have taken a first part because these movies are going for a week or a day for explanation. So I have seen more moral values in this first movie. So Harry Potter and the Sacred Stone. It is the first is choosing your wise friend wisely, choosing your friend wisely, because in Harry Potter has 2 friends. So we clearly see that life of a 11 years boy was changing into an animation, and what he was visualizing has been happened. So he in his auntie's house, he was thinking that he was alone, an orphan, unlike by everyone. But after knowing his father and mother, he has discovered, and the total life has been changed as a fantasy world. So first moral value is choosing your friend wisely. Had so when he went to the school named Hogwarts, he has seen more wizards. It is an English wizard school, and he loved friends who are Hermione Granger and his friends are more and long bottom. So there are more friends for him because he chosen a wise friend, a wise manner, and a good teacher is a great thing. So he got a good teachers in Hogwarts, and he planned his awesome teachers were put the effort for making him a great wizard, and to defeat Voldemort. They give a courage and honest mind for Harry Potter, sir. So they have got a victory and facing your fear. In Harry Potter movie, you can clearly view that. Yeah, in because of going Voldemort was thinking to kill him. He has faced his fear, and he win that also. So he had a victory in the winning of Voldemort. When as simple as saying a faithful name to take awaken its power. So when we are facing a fear, so we can easily say the more members are in few members are climbing Everest. Their thoughts are before climbing the Everest, you should climb the mountain in yourself. Then only you can achieve the peak. So these are the when you are facing a fear, you have when you are controlling your fear, it provides you a power, so you can win. So if you need help, ask for it. So if Harry is starting, if Harry thought for help, the help was coming to him. It was showing that good minded or truly minded people always get help. They were anywhere facing a danger. He was thinking it was alone. He asked for help. It was coming to him. So it clearly shows the teachers and friends and the headmaster was back of him. So they give lot of help for his friends, a lot of help from his friends, and he went only to was the only way to win. So friends and headmaster, his parents, and all the relative around him are helping, and it was the only way to win his life. So the people aren't always what they seem. So in at the starting, Harry Potter was a 11-year boy who was unliked by everyone in his family, who are the auntie of him was hating the Harry Potter and not giving a respect in this in his family. So, but in 11th birthday of Harry Potter, the whole life of Harry Potter was turned and fallen to the magic and awesome world. He got more friends and more relatives in that world, and he enjoyed the world. So the people aren't what they seem. So if don't judge it book by its cover, that like the people are not always what they seems, and be a doer, not a dreamer. So we should be a doer and not doing a dreamer. So Harry Potter always a doer, not thinking not, he is think and will be take a decision in wise way, but we should not be a dreamer, just a dreamer. We should do. And Rowling's wrote 7 books on Harry Potter using a 3% limited point of view. Only she wrote a book of his father, mother, and his point of view, and Voldemort's focal point. So these narrators are thinking, they are giving a power to thinking, feeling, and seeing. So these books are reached many peoples, and it also seen by now in the present generation, sir. It is enjoyed by all the people who are in age of 10 to 40 or 50 age old members also enjoying the movie, because the writer is giving the power for the book which they wrote, and giving a help to visualize the book. So by reading the line, we can visualize more whatever we want, and so these gives a power. So the producers are thinking to take a movie on this Harry Potter, and it was viewed by all the people, sir. And I love this movie personally, and I have seen one part 10 times, sir. well, sir. Thank you.
How are you so patient to listen to or watch the same movie for 10 times? What's so exciting about it? And 10 times, and obviously one Harry Potter movie goes for about longest tenure. That is, Harry Potter movie was the one which
3
made
hours. One movie will be 3 hours, more than 4 hours, sir.
yeah, that's the point. So 4 hours for a movie, and you watched it 5 hours. No, move 40 to 50 hours, and you have spent into it and repeating the same old stuff, and that requires a lot of patience, Anantika. Hmm. But explicit, exhaustive, and very extraordinarily explained presentation. So is it this kind of a session is a little interesting one. Like I have Ananya who is speaking with US accent, and I have got Mitra who is speaking in Indian accent, and you speaking in Indian accent. But the agility and the level of performance and the vigor and passion in performance remains the same for all you three. So you three make a very good class peers. So that's good. Nice presentation, Anantika. Very well done. And the choice of book was also really nice.
I
Yeah.
have a doubt. I have a clarification, sir. Ananya's
Yeah.
explanation, that story also good, sir. But I till now not seen the movie, so I need a movie name, sir. Again,
Ananya did not speak about a movie. She spoke about a book. And
Uh,
yeah.
not, sir.
yeah.
I think that Harry Potter is a book journal, and it was taken as a movie. So I also think that.
Well, Ananya will answer you. Ananya, would you like to help her?
Oh, yes. So I spoke about the Wings of Fire book. Till now there is no movie about Wings of Fire, but maybe in the future they will create one.
Right.
Sir, at this same topic, I type on a Chrome. It's shown Abdul Kalam.
Abdul Kalam's Wings of
Fire,
Fire.
sir.
Yeah, initially, I was also thinking the same. When Ananya pronounced the name, I was thinking that she was about to speak about Abdul Kalam. And for the first time in my US batch roster, somebody is speaking about Abdul Kalam. I was thinking, but when I was thinking, that thinking got retarded and collapsed, and Ananya came up with a different book. Anyways, right. Okay.
Sorry to disappoint.
That's okay. That's okay. I
Ve-
thoroughly enjoyed the process. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Very nice presentation, Anantika.
Anantika has been really good, and she's very straightforward, and she explains things without the shyness and fear. That's what is her specialty. All right. So good job, Ananya and Anantika, both of you. Now, last but by no means the least, Mitra is going to tell about the books. Come on, 3, 2, 1, start. Of course, you can give it to me. I'll show the camera. Yeah.
So, good evening, one and all present here. Today, I'm going to present about three books which are my very favorites. Like the three books I have categorized into two criteria. The first book is the book that is very interesting to be read by people and teenagers who are very much interested in thriller, mystery, and crime genre. And the other two books are under the second criteria, which states about the books that make me very enthusiastic and that makes me excited to read the story in all those. So before I reveal the book name and about the book, my personal perspective is, or my point of view is, I love reading storybooks rather than like self-improvement books or any other things. And storybooks means I don't prefer novel because it's too much voluminous and I feel it is too monotonous without pictures and only words. So I prefer always the illustrated ones or the short books which actually illustrate and concisely present the novel. The main novel story is concisely presented in a small book and in an illustrated way. So I always prefer that. So let me get on with the first criteria. So the books that I'm presenting on the first criteria is this one. This pack actually consists This pack's name is The Best of Sherlock Holmes. First, I did not have any interest on this book, but during one session, I think it happened in last year, 2021 September, during an evening session, sir told me about a story on a case that Sherlock Holmes had investigated and solved. So that's where I got instigated, and that's where I developed an interest towards this novel. So the first novel in this, that is the complete novels of Sherlock Holmes. It completely covers the 4 novels, and the other one, this pack consists of 2 books. And as I had told you, the first book's name is the complete novels of Sherlock Holmes, and the other one is the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Other than the novels, it also presents about the adventures. And this pack also shows that it has other 2 books, but I only bought these 2 books first to be read. And I thought after completing these 2 novels, I could get on with the next, the case study of Sherlock Holmes. So this is where you would develop an interest toward crime genre and thriller genre, because when you read, before the first novel, before you come to know about what case Sherlock Holmes is exposed to, it first shows how Sherlock Holmes' entry is. Okay, he enters into an environment, and he searches for a place to live, and there he finds his best friend, Dr. Watson, and there they develop a close bond. And initially, Watson has a different impression on Sherlock Holmes, but later on, when he accompanies Sherlock Holmes to the places where he solves cases, he comes to develop a friendly bond with Sherlock Holmes. So that is where the first novel of Sherlock Holmes starts. And this is completely based on crime and thriller genre. So I basically love reading crime genre and thriller genre. So I bought this book, and I'm segregating these 2 books under the first criteria that is very interesting to be read. And the second one is, Ananya might be knowing about the second book that I'm going to present, because I had already presented it like 1.5 months back on the same book preview, but I'm not going to explain on that. But I would like to reveal the book. As I told you, I always prefer illustrated form. And this author named as Charles Dickens. I have read just one short story or a small story like several years back when I was, when I was in 4th grade. But later on, when I came to know this storybook, it actually, how I came to know the storybook was, once my summer vacation started, I wanted to read more books. I already had subscribed the Kindle Unlimited, but I wanted something to be in my hand so that I would feel the texture of the book and read it more. So that day, I did not accompany sir. Sir went to the bookstore, and he searched for a lot of books. And there he showed me a variety of books, and every books were under the name like Usborne. So it is a website, or it is a publishing company where it publishes lots of books for children, teenagers. They publish books here for a varied age from like 3 or 4 years to around 19 or 20 years. All the forms, teenage books and even whatever you prefer or whatever you search in the website, you would be able to. And the website is www.usborne.com. So you search about whatever book, you would get it there. So that's where I came to know about this book, that is illustrated stories from Charles Dickens. And there were many reasons why I bought this book, because it consists of 5 main stories. That is Oliver Twist, Bleak House, Great Expectations, A Tale of Two Cities, and about David Copperfield. And these 5 books are the famous books of Charles Dickens. Although he had written a lot of books and lot of story works, these 5 are the very famous ones, along with the Christmas carols, which is not present in this storybook. These show a variety of like a story which has a moral. Each story, each book inside this concise form, it is 5 novels. And at the end of each novel, you would definitely have a moral. The moral would not be written in that book, but once you complete reading that book, you automatically get an instinct, or you feel the moral, and you feel very happy to have read that particular novel. So they are segregated into around 10 chapters. Each novel is further segregated into 10 chapters with lots of pictures, and the oil texture of the book is another thing that attracted me. And the next one under the second category is this one. I said a little heavier set. That is illustrated classics for children. Although it is mentioned that it's for children, it has many novels around. 8 novels have been concisely sorry, 8 novels have been concisely presented in this book. The 3 or 4 novels are one of the famous which is recommended for teenagers, and that's why I bought this online. They are like the railway children, like Ananya and Anantika might be knowing about some of these books. And the most favorite book I would like to recommend here for this presentation is Heidi. So this has been my personal favorite since I was exactly 3.5 years since I started going to school. This has been my most favorite. It is an emotional story. It is an interesting story, and it's a family story. Whatever you call it, it comes under that criteria. And I started watching it as a cartoon, but later on I developed my interest towards this. And also the remarkable one was Heidi was the first ever book I read through Kindle format. So this was the first ever book I read through Kindle format in 2016. And that's one main reason why I bought this book again online. So it has around 8 best-loved classics. That is The Railway Children, The Wizard of Oz, which is a very famous story, Black Beauty, The Canterville Ghost, The Secret Garden, Around the World in 80 Days, Heidi, and Moonfleet. So these 8 novels, among these 8 novels, I have read around 3 to 4 already before buying this book. But I prefer reading it again with this oily texture and a more presented way. So that's why I bought this book again. And again, this is from the same publishing company, that is Usborne. And I have just come to the 4th novel, that is Black Beauty. I'm reading it now. As I had already told you, each book or each novel, at the end of each novel, you would have a moral. For example, the first one, The Railway Children, they are very young people. There are 3 children and they are very young. But at the same time, now I can teacher. They are very young, but at the same time, they are very much concentrated in saving people. That's how, when they come to know that an accident is going to happen, a train accident is going to happen, they just get a red flag somewhere around in the mountain hills. It would be very strange to get a red flag or a red plot there, but they somehow try. They had their hankies and all those, and they used to stick to create a red flag. And then they went on to the railway track and they showcased a flag, and then later on they made them understand that an accident might occur. So the train was stopped immediately. So these are the 3 books I wanted to present today. The first book being the Sherlock Holmes in the first criteria, that is very interesting to be read. And the other 2 books which concisely has around 12 to 13 novels presented in a short form under the second criteria, that is I feel enthusiastic to read those, and I feel very excited to read those. And thank you for bringing this activity, sir. I really enjoyed preparing the presentations.
Wonderful presentation. Very well done. Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Good job, Mithra.
Thank you, Ananya.
Nice books, Mitra.
Thank you, Anantika.
Right. So basically, a galore of 3 books by Mitra, 1 book series by Anantika, 1 book series by Ananya. So we had a good galore of learning about 5 books. As far as reading is concerned, all of our language, all of our knowledge, and all of our wisdom will be more groomed only by reading. One thing I like about all you 3 is you people are good readers, avid readers. You see, Anantika is in the deep southern part of Madurai district, and Ananya is, although she belongs to Trichy, she is in the US, and Mitra is in Coimbatore district. What connects you 3 is the real passion and the kind of the reading habit that you three possess. Presentation being made is being done in a flash. Like Ananya has got no problem whatsoever in making a presentation. Today's presentation spoke volume about it. Like the open hand gestures she started using. You watched that in the video? Even Mitra appreciated that, the open hand gestures. Previously, I used to see only the face and the headphone console of Ananya, and we used to watch her present. But right now, she is coming up and she is more free, and there is always a smile on her face when she's making presentation. And if you take Anantika's day one presentation itself was very, very blasting. She understood the knack and she did really well. Mitra was not there on that session, but Pratulya and Kirtana were stunned to see Anantika's presentation. And Mitra, she has attended almost about out of the 985 MS evening sessions, she has attended 90% of it. So she had made a lot of presentations. You see, my objective and dream is by giving you more presentations like this and by keeping you in form, you people can really make a mark in the school, and your self-esteem should be always boosted. There has to be an aura or a halo effect, as they say, behind your head, that the other people should recognize that, yeah, so this girl is trained. Ananya is a trained girl. I can see that. Yeah. Anantika is a trained girl. I can witness that. Mitra has got her own potential. I can see that. So likewise, I want the other people to get stunned by your performance, and that is the biggest trait, and that is the biggest objective I hold in conducting MS evening sessions. Because you're basically good children, and you are trying to show a lot of improvement. So today's task was very well handled, and we will be meeting next week. Uh, Anantika will have class on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Ananya will be coming back on Saturday and Sunday. Mitra will be resuming back on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Kirtana will join Anantika. Kirtana attends Tuesday, um, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So each one has got a different schedule, and I'm trying to merge and gel all you people. So uh, today's task was much well handled, and we'll meet next week. So what I'm expecting Anantika to do till Thursday, what I'm expecting Ananya to do till Saturday is whatever you people have learned from this training so far, just put that into practice in the school and make people understand that you are way beyond and way ahead of the other people. So I want you people to do that, and I want you also to do that in your school. Fine. So that's it for today, and we are closing the class. Ananya, Anantika, Mitra, do you have any questions before we close up?
No, sir.
All right. Anantika, by Monday, you will receive, that is tomorrow, by the end of tomorrow, you will receive a new video. Anantika, can I also send one? I was speaking about it yesterday, so that you can take time and you can use this 1 week for preparing based upon the schedule of your academics. Both of them, Anantika and Ananya, both of them. Will it be possible for both of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. By next class, we want to present to all 2 videos, sir.
Yes, Anantika, just like you did about self-analysis yesterday, a voluminous presentation about self-analysis yesterday in front of Kirtana, Mitra, and Ananya. Next week also, you will have a presentation. I specifically want that presentation to be made in Ananya's presence, because Ananya comes only on Saturday. So I will send you 2 videos. One video you present on Friday, another video you present on Saturday. But Anantika and Ananya, I'm saying this to both of you. If your academic classes are crunching up, if you've got more work and more homework and the slip tests or class tests or cycle tests intervening my work, then please concentrate on the academics, because this is not a kind of an assignment that is given by a school. Let's say, for example, I gave this self-analysis video to Anantika long back, but Anantika was not able to finish it because of her academic preoccupied written work and all that. I did not disturb her. I never disturbed her. And I gave her an extra bit of time, a day's time for working on it. So no pressure whatsoever. There is no deadline for the work that is given in MS evening sessions. You can take your time. If you're not able to do it, please be very frank with me. I understand that it is for reasonable reason. So Anantika, I will send those 2 videos. You prepare at your leisure time and tell me how you are going to make it. For Ananya, it is going to be only 1 video, but for Anantika, it is going to be 2 videos because Anantika has got 4 days to attend. So she can attend 2 presentations out of 4 days. Ananya has got only 2 days to attend and she can present 1 out of 2. All right. So if there are no questions, shall we close? Okay. Right. So we will meet on Anantika. We will meet next on Thursday. And Ananya, we will meet next on Saturday. And Vitra, we will meet next on Friday. All right. Okay. Until then, expect great things and live strong and use whatever you have learned. So bye Mitra, bye Anantika, and bye Ananya. Have a nice week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye. Bye.
Sir.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.